Welcome to another Listen.Think.Leap Minutes to Move break, where we do just one creative movement activity so you can still dance, even when you don't have a lot of time. I'm your host and dance movement teaching artist, Miss Teresa, and today we're going to make a silly narrative dance. So, go ahead and put your screens down, turn your volume up, and get ready to dance, because it's Listen, Think, Leap. Now here's an important message for you and any nearby grown-ups. By dancing along at home, you understand that the activities in this podcast carry a risk of injury, and if someone gets hurt or something gets damaged while participating, you will not hold Listen.Think.Leap liable. So go ahead and double check to make sure any and all sharp corners, objects, slick spots, pets, and people are safely outside your dancing space. If you have to move something to make room to dance, make sure to ask a grown-up if it's okay first. If you need to adjust your dancing space, pause the podcast now. Ready to dance? Here we go. Now, in episode 5, Dance to Order, we explored the dance element sequence and learned that every dance is made up of a series of steps in a particular order. We played with sequence to make a chance dance, but narrative or dances that tell a story rely really heavily on sequences. Today, we're going to make a silly sequence dance. Here's our silly story. My alarm clock rang, shaking the nightstand. I yawned and stretched, then I hopped out of bed. I shuffled to the kitchen, where I was shocked to see 2 flamingos at the breakfast table, and I froze. The flamingos were standing on one leg. One was eating a grapefruit that was squirting juice, and the other was reading a newspaper. The flamingos saw me and flew out the window. The grapefruit fell to the floor, and they left the newspaper crumpled in a heap. So that's our silly story. There are action words or verbs in each sentence we can use to make a dance by making movements for each verb. Go ahead and make up a movement for each of these words with me. Are you sitting tall or standing tall? Here we go. So our first word is shake. You can shake your fingers, you can shake your shoulders. Good. Then stretch. Reach your arms way up high, stretch those legs. Nice. And then we have hop. Give me one big jump. Nice. And then shuffle. You can drag your feet on the floor, going really fast. Travel in any direction you want to. Then freeze. Don't move a muscle. Nice. Then stand on one leg. Bend that knee up high, maybe. And then eat. Now, for this one, you can pretend you're eating your favorite breakfast food. And then make it even bigger. So if you're using your hands to eat, then make sure you're using those whole arms and head, and maybe even get your spine to curve with it. Squirt. Really fast starting movements with your hands. Read. Nice and quiet. Then we have fly. Remember, we're talking about flamingos, so decide whether they have big wings. Fall. You can sit down on the floor. You can slump over in your chair. And then crumple. Remember that word from our episode 5? That means to get into a really tiny ball all folded together. Got your movements? Great. I'm going to play our music again and read the story. I want you to dance along to the story with the movements we just made. Ready to begin? Here we go. My alarm clock rang, shaking the nightstand. Go ahead and shake the whole body. Good. I yawned and stretch. Remember to stretch your arms, your legs. Then I hopped out of bed. One big hop. I shuffled to the kitchen. Remember to shuffle your feet or move your hands on your lap really fast. I was so surprised to find 2 flamingos at the breakfast table that I froze. Try freezing with a big surprise face. Nice. The flamingos were standing on one leg. One was eating a grapefruit that was squirting juice. Really fast starting hands. Good. The other was reading a newspaper. The flamingo saw me and flew out the window. Go ahead and go with those big wings and fly away. Nice. The grapefruit fell to the floor. moved to the floor or slumped down in your seat, remember? And they left the newspaper crumpled in a heap. Find that little tiny ball. Nice. And relax. Excellent work dancing out your silly story today. You can really turn any story into a dance. Sometime this week, pick out a short book and make a movement for each sentence or page or chapter in the book to make your own narrative dance. Or you can always write your own story and make a dance for that. Have fun and get creating this week. That's it for today's Minutes to Move break. But before we go, let's take 3 relaxing breaths. Go ahead and inhale, then exhale. And inhale again, and breathe out. And one last time, in, and breathe out. Today's episode was produced and edited by Teresa Simpson. This episode featured music by Lance Conrad with theme song by Sandra Calmagier. For the latest Listen.Think.Leap news, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And if you enjoyed today's activity, share this podcast with a friend. As always, thanks for moving with me. Till next time, remember to put down your screens, get on your feet, and keep dancing, kids.